Welcome back, guys, to the Bleacher Boys Media Podcast. Here with Ken Suzuki, Oliver Catran, Isaac Springer. This is going to be our off-season free agent preview, where we think they're going to go, what team, how much money. Life is good right now. Ollie is eating an apple. He looks like a freshly roasted pig. That's nice to see. So, you know what? I'm going to swing it to Ken since Oliver can't say anything right now. How are you, Ken?
I'm excited to do this, man. I took a little time off from the baseball world after the World Series. You know, it took me a little time to get over the Yankees' loss as well. But I'm at a place where I can get myself excited for some free agent talk and some trade talk. GM meetings are going on. So, yeah, very excited.
Oliver, how are you, my man? I know that baseball is kind of your world. So, like, what do you do with do you just stare at a blank wall in the off season? Like, what do you do? Do you watch any other sports?
I can't even sleep. I've spent the past 72 hours in my room under the covers, lightly sobbing while my parents try to get me out. It's terrible. This is the only thing I've done. I haven't talked to another human being in days. But this, at least now that I'm here, the spice is back, and I'm excited again. Finally, we have things to talk about. Finally,
yes.
Free agency, money, contracts, predictions. This is what baseball's all about, guys. The great financial world. Billy Bean, Moneyball, guaranteed player options, benefits, all these things. This is when the dimensions of the next season will be decided. The great power plays, surprise moves. Who will it be? The Rangers, the Dodgers, the Cubs? Who's going to make the big splash that will define the offseason? That's what I want to know. Oh, chills.
I mean, honestly, I would expect you to be a little more excited. That sounded like you kind of didn't care.
I'm so excited! Do you mean to throw more?
You didn't answer my question. Do you watch other sports in the off season? Like, what do you do with yourself?
There are other sports.
That's a great answer. And with that, we will jump right into it. The structure for this video is going to be quite simple. There are 25 free agents that we're going to talk about. I think that our influential would be the best way to put it. And for each player, we're going to go through 3 different points. We're going to go through, we have to guess the team, the number of years on the contract, and the AAV, or the dollar amount per year. Now, for every category that you get right, me, Ken, and Ollie, we're going to be rewarding ourselves with 1 point each. And we're going to be looking at this later when the free agency is at its end. We're going to look back and see who was more correct. Would it be me? Probably not. Would it be Ollie? Maybe more likely. Would it be Ken? Also more likely. I don't want to say between you two which one it's going to be. But yeah, so this is going to be a fun little video. If you agree or disagree, let us know in the comments. This is going to be obviously our opinion, so do not get offended if your favorite player goes, leaves, or
Feel free to get offended.
Yeah, you're free to get offended, but just understand these are just our takes. This is not what's going to happen.
This is what's going to happen.
Would you guys like to start at the bottom of the list or the top of the list? What do you think?
Bottom.
Really? Because I feel like we should start with the most influential picks at the beginning.
Bottom. Let's go.
No one cares about bottom picks. Yeah, we gotta start with the bottom.
No one cares about the bottom picks. All right, quickly run through it then. Do you want to start at the bottom? Ugh, with these scummy players, the Kenley Jansen.
Yeah, the Jameson Taillons. Ugh, scum. Who would sign that guy?
All right.
Wow.
Starting us off at the very bottom. I think
okay.
How I wanted to do this was we take turns giving our picks first, so there's not like continuous cycle going on. Starting off with Kenley Jansen, Isaac, since you are bringing the spice first, I will let you go first with Kenley Jansen's potential landing spot and his contract.
God, I am not prepared for Kenley Jansen. I had us starting at the top, but it's okay. I can do this anyway. I think Kenley I don't know. Do you think he's going back to the Dodgers, or is he sticking with the Braves?
We need to make this quick at the bottom. You need to give us a year's.
I'm going with the Braves. He's going to sign with the Braves, $15 million for 2 years, and that's it. I don't have much on Kenley. Ken, what do you have on Kenley?
Okay, so we're going this way. For me, I'm going with Kenley Jansen heading over to the West Coast once again, back in LA, but for the other team, the Angels, 2 for $30 million, $15 million per. I think the Angels lost Raisel Iglesias last year in a trade to the Braves. They need some pitching, and they always need some pitching. So let's go Kenley to the Angels.
Ollie?
Disagreeing with you both, I have him coming to my hometown Red Sox at 3 years, 36. The Red Sox are in dire need of a relief pitcher, and Kenley is exactly the kind of right-handed veteran that they need. He's going to do well in Boston. Sox haven't had a cutter-heavy reliever in a long time, and he's a better closing option than Tanner Houck, frankly. So let's go Kenley to the Sox.
Great, and I'm going to start right where you left off with the Sox. The next guy on the list, Jameson Taillon. The Red Sox are going to get their best pitcher ever that they've had in the last 5 years. Jameson Taillon to the Red Sox.
Disgusting.
I'm going to give it 13 mil. 13 mil for 2 years. You get that. He'll be your second best pitcher because you guys got nothing in the tank there. So that's where I'm going with that. Jameson Taillon to the Red Sox for 13 mil for 2 years.
That's 13 mil per year, right? 26 total?
13 mil per year, 26 total, yes.
Okay, for me, I got Jameson Taillon, again, going over to the Los Angeles Angels. The Angels, again, need a lot of starting pitchers. Taillon could fit it nicely, 3 or 4-ish. 4 years, 60 mil from our guy, Taillon. 15 mil per year.
Ollie?
Let me just register a request to get a sample of whatever it is that Isaac Springer has been smoking this morning. Whatever's in that 4-foot-tall bong, I would like a hit of that because he is not going to the Red Sox. He is going to go, like Ken said, to the Angels.
Family friendly.
But I'm not giving him. I'm not giving him a 4-year deal. I'm giving him at most a 2-year deal. I'm saying 2 for 22 to the Angels. Taillon's value is pretty much zero right now.
Wow,
he basically can contribute nothing to a contending team. He's hilariously overrated, as I've been saying for years. I could have predicted the kind of mediocre season he had. He is the kind of middle of the road, low upside pitcher the Angels usually sign, so he kind of fits their model of signing terrible pitchers and hoping they'll do well. So I'm with Ken on this one. It's the Angels.
Wow. J-Mo.
Wow.
Receiving some heat from
I said it. The spice.
Why is everyone so hard on J-Mo? I mean,
he's such
like,
a nice...
he's battled cancer
twice.
He's come back from Tommy John twice, and you guys are hating on him like this? I mean, I gave him a fair contract to a low quality team that he could improve, like the Red Sox. And you guys just want to come here slandering J-Mo, saying, all this bad stuff. Man, I think J-Mo deserves a good chance on a bad team. So, that's where I'm going to leave it with J-Mo. Next, we have Joshua Bell, I believe. Yes, Joshua Bell. Ken, to you.
Okay, Josh Bell. I have him going from the Padres to the Houston Astros. Now, the Astros obviously just won the World Series. They have everything they need, but they are losing, potentially, Yuli Gurriel to free agency. So I have Bell coming in. The Astros always wanted Bell. They try to trade for him at the deadline and stuff like that. I have him going 3 years, $45 million for $15 million per Houston Astros.
Okay, fair enough. Ollie.
Not a bad pick there, Ken. I was considering that same option, but I actually reflected upon what teams have a need for this kind of player, and I have him going at $345 to the Milwaukee Brewers. Now, before you say it, yes, they have a first baseman, Rowdy Tellez, but Andrew McCutchen is now a free agent, leaving their DH spot vacant. And as we know, Josh Bell is a horrendous defender and would fit that DH role perfectly in Milwaukee.
345 gang.
I have Josh Bell going to the Guardians. Guardians need some power. They could use that first base power DH bat. I have him for 50 for 3, which would be a 16 mil AAV. I just think the Guardians need some power in that lineup, and I think he would definitely help fit that much better. Next, I have Nathan Eovaldi, a fan favorite here at Bleacher Boys Media. Will he stay? Will he go? I don't know. Oliver, since you're wearing his jersey, it seems only right that I let Ken go first.
Nathan Eovaldi, Los Angeles Dodgers, 2 years, 24, another reclamation project for the Dodgers over there. Eovaldi's broken, hurt, whatever you want to call it. He hasn't been good in a year and a half. So I got Eovaldi, 2 years, 24 to the Dodgers.
Okay, wow, that is an interesting pick there. Oliver, can you counter that?
I can counter it with a vengeance. Ken's Nathan slandering will not stand in this house. This is my house. This is the house of Nathan. Now, he is not washed up or broken down. He has dealt with some reasonable injury issues, but come back with them ferociously. He's still a complete, talented pitcher with one of the most refined arsenals in the game, and I believe that this year he's destined to make a homecoming and go to Texas, where he is originally from, the team he grew up rooting for. He'll find his way back to the Rangers at 3 years, 63. That's my prediction. So look for Nathan to pitch in Arlington.
63.
3
Yes.
years, 63.
Yes.
Wait.
Everyone get your calculators out.
21 million?
Yes.
Are you out of your mind?
He's a beast.
Hold on.
You
Hold
over-
on.
You
Eovaldi's
overvalue
not getting
Eovaldi so
21
much.
if Taillon's
Yes,
getting
he is.
11 per.
Tyone is garbage, and Eovaldi is a complete, refined competitor
All
with
right,
a
Isaac,
postseason track record.
Give me yours.
Okay. I have him going to the Angels instead of who did Ken have going to the Angels?
Taillon.
Taillon, yeah. So I have Eovaldi going to the Angels. The Angels obviously need pitching. They probably only have one. I don't want to say it, but 1 year of Ohtani left. I don't know how long that's going to play out for. So they have that combo. So I think the Angels need to beef up pitching. I think, contrary to what you guys, Ken was saying, Eovaldi does have some potential. He did throw 100 in the past. He does have nasty stuff. He's a little washed right now, so that's why I'm hesitant to say anything. But I have him for 45 for 3 years, which is a 15 million AAV.
Wow, that's
I think
respectable.
that's a good fit for him right now. A little bit under what he could potentially make, but I think the 3 years gives him some chance with the Angels to improve. So that's what I have for Nathan Eovaldi. Next, JD Martinez. I want to go first.
Go first.
I have JD going to the Orioles, 36 for 2, 18 mil AAV. I think he can provide a great veteran leadership, and he can have he can bat 4 or 5 in that lineup and be a great force with all those young players in Baltimore. If Baltimore adds some players this year, we could be realistically seeing them fight for a wild card spot, especially with some of their young pitchers coming up. Adley looking great. The Orioles could be a threat, and a guy like JD could really turn the tables for a team like that.
I like that. I don't want to give anything away for the top picks, but Orioles, I have them coming in big as well, but not for JD Martinez. I have JD going to the Milwaukee Brewers. Same reasons Ollie said. I think he can fit in that DH spot. They desperately need some power. 2 for 30, JD Martinez to the Milwaukee Brewers.
Okay, Ollie?
Yeah, man, these are all reasonable picks. I was considering Orioles too, but there's one team that likes to steal free agents from the Red Sox, and that's the Detroit Tigers, who are always in desperate need of offense. And JD is an affordable option. He doesn't really provide power anymore, but he's still an excellent contact hitter who could help bring up that team batting average, which was 13th in the league last year. The Tigers only scored 557 runs last season. That's just not sustainable if they want to win more than 66 games. So I have him going there at 3 years, 45 total value, 15 per year, and let's see how long he lasts. That's a reunion with him, actually, because he used to play for them.
Fair enough. Next player on the list. Oh, do you have anything else?
I was just going to say that that's a reunion for Martinez, because, of course, he came up with them. But that's all.
Yeah, okay. I like that. Next player is Mitch Haniger. Ollie, I'll swing it right back to you.
Yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir. Mitch Haniger is the kind of dumb signing that I think the Chicago White Sox are most likely to make. They've got some payroll flexibility this year, and they're looking for some pop in the outfield. They're going to lose Jose Abreu, so having any kind of power to shore up that often empty lineup is going to be necessary for them. I think Haniger is going to go to Chicago at 3 years, 48, which is probably a little bit more than he deserves, but we know he has serious power in his bat, hitting 39 home runs just a year ago. So I think that may be a bit of a controversial pick. The White Sox might not want to dole out that much money to a guy with this injury history, but it seems more likely than anyone else at this point.
Ken?
All right, Mitch Haniger, I think he's a little forgotten over here because he got hurt and then the Mariners took off without him, but he's still a very good player, and I have him going to the Cincinnati Reds for 4 years, $60 million. The Reds desperately need this would be a big splash for the Reds, and they have 2 gaping holes in the outfield. They never really refilled after Jesse Winker left, so I have Mitch Haniger as their huge signing. Cincinnati Reds, 4 years, $60 million.
Okay. I really went the Guardians route over this. After watching them struggle against the Yankees, did home runs. I have Mitch Haniger going to the Guardians, 3 for 45. Again, I think he could fit nicely into that corner outfield DH slot. Provides veteran leadership again for a young team. And yeah, Mitch Haniger is definitely a good player. I mean, he had his years where he was one of the best power hitters in the AL, and he definitely has that in him. Obviously, some injury history, but it would be nice to see him thrive on a team like that.
That's a terrible pick,
next,
Isaac. That's a terrible pick. No one's going to
What?
the Guardians. That's
You
a
don't
terrible
think Guardians?
pick. No, it's a
Why?
bad pick. You're not bringing spice, man.
Rolling.
He's not going to the
Why?
Guardians. I don't know.
Okay, well, that's why it's fucking hypothesis.
I don't care about Mitch
geez,
Haniger.
I
Who
don't-
cares
I
about
didn't
Mitch
think some of
Haniger?
your picks.
I'm only mad about him
That's what
because
I'm
I
saying.
picked
Like,
him
can we
in
get through these dumbass picks? I want to
Rolling.
talk about Aaron Judge and Trey Turner. But anyway, Trey Mancini, another cancer survivor, great guy. Good for him to win World Series, get a ring, even if it's on the shitty-ass Astros. So happy for him. What a good guy. Ken, what do you got?
Trey Mancini, he needs to prove himself again. He kind of struggled in that World Series. Really happy for him that he won it, but didn't really get regular playing time after going over to the Astros. I have him going to the West Coast, San Francisco Giants. He's going to play a little first base for them with Brandon Belt potentially leaving for free agency. 1 year, $15 million for Trey Mancini to the Giants.
Okay. Ollie? Ollie?
Is Ollie a Trey Mancini hater?
He must be.
I'm not a Trey Mancini hater,
What is his-
but having heard what you just said, I think I want to change my pick. I had him at first going back to the Astros, but now I'm going to agree with you instead and
Whoa.
say he's going to go to the Giants. But I'm going to say 2 years, 28. I think he's still worth a 2-year deal for them. Yeah, good first base DH option for a team that always needs offense, and I don't think Brandon Belt's going to come back. So, they'll take a shot on him. The guy's obviously a great clubhouse presence and a solid veteran pick for this team that's trying to turn it around a bit. Although the one thing about him is he might be, I don't know, too old for that Giants team because they're trying to get younger, and their problem is that they're too old. But he's only 30 years old.
Here's
so
some
that
money?
should be a problem. I said 228.
Okay.
I have a hot take, I guess, on Mancini. I think he's going to die. I think he's going to the place for all graveyard, the graveyard for all baseball players. I think he's going to Oakland Athletics. They'll get him on a cheap contract. No one cares
Isaac,
about
don't
this
look
guy
cold over
anymore.
there, buddy.
I'm sorry. He'll get paid $7 million for 3 years, $21 million. I feel bad saying this, but what?
His
I
cute
can hear
little
him.
voice. Oh.
Anyway, Trey Mancini is going to go to die. Sorry to say it. I just think he's old and he has power, but he really only thrived on a team like the Orioles because they were always like the underdogs. And when it actually counted in the big moment, he wasn't really that present on the Astros. And the Astros did decline his option, or they did decline his yeah. So sorry to say that, but Trey Mancini, you're going to the shitter. Next, Noah Syndergaard, Thor. What's he doing, Ollie?
Ollie's struggling.
I'm not struggling. I'm doing fine.
Lexington Wi-Fi booty.
I'm doing great. I can't hear Isaac. I'm fucking locked in, guys. I'm here.
Oh my God, he's not locked in. Ken, throw it to you, man.
All right, so Noah Syndergaard. Since Ollie is not ready for Noah Syndergaard, I have
I'm
Noah
ready.
Syndergaard going to the Minnesota Twins. 3 years, $36 million, $12 million per. The Twins always need starting pitching. They were ranked at the bottom with starting rotation ERA. The Twins are going to get some help from Noah Syndergaard. Although he's not the same pitcher as he was with the New York Mets, he can still provide some quality innings. Just got $25 million last year, so I think $12 million per for 3 years is a pretty solid deal for the Twins. So there you have it.
Okay, Oliver, who just called me a clown in a text. Mr. Clownface, how about you go now?
Is he
You
ready?
can hear
now?
that?
Is he ready now?
I'm ready. I'm here. I'm ready. Let's go.
Okay, Noah Syndergaard, give us your rundown.
Do you want my Syndergaard pick? I'll give you my Syndergaard pick. Noah Syndergaard. Wow, that's crazy. I don't know if you can hear me or not, but I also had him going to the Twins. Okay, I had him going to the
go,
Twins
Ollie.
as well. Picked up on that one because their pitching always sucks, and they have a lot of payroll flexibility. I have him at 3 years, 54, which arguably a little bit more than he deserves, but it is a pay cut from what he's making right now. Syndergaard is only a slightly above average pitcher at this point, and you're right, he is not the same strikeout machine he was with the Mets, but he can still give you quality 4 to 5 innings every 5 days, which is all the Twins can really ask for at this point. Noah to the Twins.
I I have him going or staying, I guess, with the Phillies. I think he had an impressive World Series start. I mean, for having not pitched in a long time, I think he was decent. And the Phillies definitely still need pitching. So I'm going to say he's at 35 for 2, which is 17.5 mil AAV. He's obviously kind of had to reinvent himself as a pitcher. Doesn't throw 100 anymore. Sits 94, 95. So yeah, I could see him definitely helping out the Phillies in that 4th slot of the rotation. And that's about all I got on Thor. Next, Kodai Senga. Ken, it only seems appropriate that you take this one first, being your countryman.
My boy Senga.
Can you give us a scouting report on him too? Because not a lot of people know a lot about him. So.
Senga is absolutely nasty. He can hit triple digits on the clock. He'll sit 95 to 97, 98. He has one of the most devastating splitters you've ever seen. I will say it right now, right here. You've seen Tanaka's splitter. You've seen Ohtani's splitter. This guy's splitter is on another level. They call it the fork ball over there. It comes in really fast. It's a high speed splitter, 90, low 90s, and it falls off a table. So I think he has potential, the upside to be a number 1, number 2 kind of starter. We'll see how he transitions. Obviously, with these international players, we never know how they'll perform, but he has really high upside. Unfortunately, he does have some low floors there because of the international thing, but I think teams are going to be all over him, and he's going to get some. He's going to get a pretty fat check, I think.
From?
So, for me, I have him going to the Boston Red Sox, which kind of hurts me because I want to root for this guy, but the Red Sox desperately need some starting pitching help. They relied on 3 40-year-olds last year. They can't rely on Brian Bayo to come up and do his thing. So, the Red Sox desperately need some help all over the diamond, but pitching especially. I have Kodai Senga going to the Red Sox for, let me pull it up, 6 years, $54 million.
Okay, very interesting. I'm going to say my pick really quick. I have him going to the Giants, somewhere in like the 70 for 5 year, 70 for 4 year, somewhere around an AAV of like 16 to 18 mil, I think. Obviously, what Ken said, they tend to go cheaper because the international players, they don't know what you're going to get with them. I could also see him going to the Angels, but I think the Giants really want to bolster up their pitching. Maybe a little preview, Rodon. So,
Wow.
I think that a West Coast team like that, is always in the best situation for a Japanese player, for obvious reasons. So that is my pick. Ollie, if he's not asleep. Ollie.
Is he ready?
Cash in the bank. I'm ready! I'm so ready. The spice is here.
All right, give us Senga, bro.
I am with Isaac on this one. Man's going out to the West Coast. It's the closest to Japan. It'll be most comfortable. He's going to the Dodgers.
Overrated.
5 years, 75. The Dodgers are the ones who usually sign these. Well, they often have the payroll strength to sign these high-priced foreign free agents. So I could picture him going up and being their 4th or 5th starter. They'll give him a shot. See what he's got. Obviously, Ken is right. His stuff is on point. That forkball, music to my ears, seeing that there's going to be a forkball pitcher in the MLB for the first time in a while. That's obviously my go-to pitch in wiffle ball. So, yeah, fantastic choice. I'm glad he's coming to the MLB. Would like to root for him on the Sox, but I don't think he'll go to the Sox. That's not the kind of pick they usually make ever since Daisuke Matsuzaka. So, Dodgers for me.
Okay. And to follow up his countryman, Masataka Yoshida. It only seems fair that Ken gives another little preview of him. Tell us a little bit about him. Does he have power? Does he have speed? What's this guy about? What's his favorite food? I know it's your favorite player, so you give us the rundown.
He is one of my favorite players for over in Japan. This is Bleacher Boys Media Strong Suit, baby, Japan. I actually just recorded a deep dive on Masataka Yoshida, which should be coming out by the time this video is out. So I know all about this guy at this point. He's a high contact bat. He does not strike out. You heard me correctly. He does not strike out. 5 to 8% K rate, which is right below what Stephen Kwan posted last year at 9% ish, and Luis Arraez, who posted a 7% K rate. So below those guys, and he has power as well, hitting for a high average. He won the batting title in back-to-back years in 2020 and 2021. He has 20 to 25 home run power. His OPS is 900, high 900s, maybe even the thousands. So this guy is an elite bat. His defense and speed takes a little bit of a hit. He's a league average defender, league average base runner, but he's a slugger, man. He's one of the best Japanese hitters to come out. I do think he's a better hitter than Seiya Suzuki, probably below Ohtani, obviously, but this guy's a premium.
Okay, and where do you have him going?
I have him going to our New York Yankees. The Yankees obviously...
That's why I do.
Yankees obviously need a left fielder. I don't think Benintendi is going to come back, although I would welcome a Benintendi reunion. I think he's going to cost less than Benintendi with a higher ceiling. Again, obviously a lower floor because of the international uncertainty, but Masataka Yoshida to the Yankees, 4 years, $54 million to play left field and bat at the top of the lineup in front of, I don't know, do they have Aaron Judge? We'll get to that.
Ollie, to you.
I've been researching Masataka Yoshida for years, probably longer than Ken has. I've been aware of his career since its inception. Yeah. He's a career .325 hitter in the NPB with 126 home runs, which are stats I definitely did not just look up seconds ago. And my refined analysis of this situation is that he will also, I agree that he'll go to the New York Yankees at 4 years and 90. I definitely did not just copy that pick from Ken because I had no idea what to say.
Wow.
New York is a team that could use some pop in that outfield since they're going to lose some big-name free agents who, as so far, will remain unnamed. Yankees.
On a much more positive note, I have him adding to the powerful outfield lineup. I also have him going to the New York Yankees. What did I just did some calculations to put him a little bit. Oh, I had 65 for 4, which is 16.5 million AAV, 16.25, 16 and a quarter, excuse me, not a math guy, not a math pod. I agree with Ken. I think the Yankees have kind of, I hope they've learned their lesson with the with the only power thing, and I think they saw Benintendi as a kind of guy like this. So a guy like this can definitely help the Yankees contact along with DJ LeMahieu. So yeah, I have him going with the Yankees as well. But to be honest, I don't know a lot about this guy. I've seen highlights on Instagram and I've seen some YouTube stuff, but I really would like to see him play. And obviously the West Coast thing looms large, but you never know. He also could go to the Angels. Who knows? But yeah, moving on. We're starting to get into the juicy business. Former Yankee or free agent Andrew Benintendi, one of Ollie's favorite players. Didn't get to see him in the postseason, unfortunately, due to injuries. I really like him as a player, but I don't know if he's staying with the Yankees. Ken, I'll swing it to you first.
Yeah, I think it's either Yoshida or Benintendi for the Yankees, and I had Yoshida going to the Yankees. Andrew Benintendi I love as a player. I want him back on the Yankees, but I think he's going to the Chicago White Sox for 5 years, $90 million. The White Sox need some outfield help. They obviously disappointed many last year. So Benintendi to the White Sox to hit in front of their big guys. 5 years, $90 million.
Yeah, I'm actually in a similar boat. I also had the White Sox for Benintendi. I just see him in a White Sox jersey. I don't know. He just feels like a White Sox to me. I had a similar. I had an AAV of him around I think 17 mil if I do some calculations. I think 17 mil for 4 years was my gig. So that would be 68 mil. I think he's a great contact bat. I wish we had seen him in the postseason for the Yankees, but I also agree with you. I think it's Benintendi or that other guy. I can't remember his name. So now I will swing it to Oliver Catran, see what he has any hot takes about Andrew Benintendi, his favorite player.
I, Oliver Catran, remember the name of Masataka Yoshida because I am capable of knowing names in other languages. Andrew Benintendi is a guy I once was extremely high on as a Red Sox fan. I'm not so high on him these days. I think he might be slightly overrated. The power game is gone. The speed game is gone. Benintendi is, I think, no longer a $15 to $18 million AAV player like you guys think. I have him going at 3 years, 33 to the Colorado Rockies. The reason for that is that their left field situation is simply a nightmare. Sam Hilliard was probably the worst offensive player of the game last season, and they got to have someone better in left field. And his contact bat with all those line drives is going to play very well in Coors Field, hitter friendly. So I think he's going to end up in Colorado. Perhaps not. They also have a lot of other options they could look at, maybe some bigger options out there. But, oh my God, someone's in the house. Anyway, that's what I'm believing.
Someone's in your house? Sounds like Oliver's about to get captured and held for ransom. God willing, this happens because I'm kind of sick of him talking shit about my picks.
Yep.
But you know what? That's fine. If Oliver dies today, we'll all be at peace knowing that he gave some shitty picks and said Anthony Eovaldi was the best pitcher in the MLB.
Yep.
We are going to move on now because we cannot wait for Ollie.
Yep.
The next guy is another big Yankees name. We got Anthony Rizzo here. Definitely a big target for the Yankees. If they don't get him, there's a big problem there. And if they do, it doesn't exactly solve the team's problems because you're just running out the same product as last time. But you get significantly worse without him. So I will swing it to Oliver first to give your thoughts on Anthony Rizzo.
Ollie's getting captured. Isaac, you go first.
One more time. Say it again.
Okay, I have Anthony Rizzo. Oh my God, guys, this is just every time I start talking, as soon as I swing it over to Ollie, he doesn't answer, and he's no, I'm here.
Anthony Rizzo,
Ollie, give us your opinion.
3 years, 57, San Francisco Giants. He's the first base option they're going to go with.
What?
Yes.
That doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any sense.
You just had someone first baseman going to the Giants.
Did I? No. Hold on. Who are we talking about? Rizzo?
You had Mancini going to the Giants.
Hold on. I
They're
thought we were
gonna
on
sign two?
Benintendi Rizzo. Oh, I'm sorry. I got that wrong. I was looking at the wrong player. No,
He's going to the Yankees. It's okay. A mistake.
All right, he's not ready. Clearly not ready. And when I renew
clearly
his
not
Power
ready.
Boys media contract with Oliver Catran, I'm going to have to have a little clause in there that if internet connection is off wild, he's going to get less money.
Okay,
Isaac,
Oliver, are you going to make a pick?
Isaac, go first. Anthony
Okay,
Rizzo.
I have Anthony Rizzo going back to the New York Yankees.
Yeah,
It is a fit like meatballs and marinara. He loves to play in New York, loves the camaraderie, loves the big market feel. I think that if Aaron Judge stays, Anthony Rizzo stays easy. Hint, preview. I think that he's staying in New York, $115 million for 4 years, 28.75 AAV. I think he deserves right around that 30 mark, but I think the Yankees will be hesitant to give him over 30 just because of his back issues and the fact that he, didn't have the highest average. But he will get more hits. He will get more hits next year with the shift being banned. He should be around a 240 to 250. 25 to 30 home run type player who can drive in big RBIs, play pretty good defense. I think the Yankees absolutely need him. There's really no other option, that is as good as Anthony Rizzo at first. It will be a crime if they let him walk. Just pay the man. He doesn't require that much. He loves playing in New York. Sign the freaking man.
Yep. I don't even know. Can you eat Italian meatballs without marinara sauce? Do people do that?
No, you can't.
You can't.
Unless they're like Swedish.
No, yeah, that's why I said
true.
Italian
We
meatballs.
eat
You
them
can't
with,
do that.
We eat them with lingonberry sauce. It's true.
All right, we didn't ask you.
Ollie,
Thank you.
Ollie, we didn't ask you, Ollie. Ollie, no one asked you.
Anthony Rizzo, by the way, is going to go to the Seattle Mariners. I'm kidding, not at all.
I thought he was going to the Giants.
I'm joking.
What happened?
He's going to the Cubs.
Okay, well, let's make this. I have Anthony Rizzo also going back to the Yankees. He's going a lot less money than Isaac. 2 for 32, the same contract he signed last year, but probably without the opt out. I don't know. He's a New York Yankee. That's it. Period. Move on.
He looks great in pinstripes.
Ollie,
Okay.
what was the contract for him, real quick?
On the Cubs, Mariners, and Giants.
Are they sharing the payroll? Like what?
Yeah. He plays like 50 games for each.
That's it. $357 for me. $19.8 per year.
$357. Okay, let's move on.
Fair enough. Who is the next player we get to talk about? Ooh, Mr. Brandon Nimmo,
Swing it to me,
Mets,
swing it to me.
Mets farm product, pretty beloved by the Mets faithful. Some rumors about him wanting to get out. Mr. Steve Cohen is on the case. Ken, what do you think?
Yep. Okay. Brandon Nimmo, contrary to being a Mets guy, I love this guy, bro. He's one of the most underrated players. Posted an 800 OPS without putting up that many home runs, so he gets on base. Plays great defense in center or left field. My tabs are not working anymore. Oh, there we go. Okay, so I have Brandon Nimmo going to the Colorado Rockies. This is such a Rocky type move. 7 years, $140 million. If you remember last year, we had no idea the Rockies were going to go after Chris Bryant. They signed him out of nowhere. As Ollie said, Sam Hilliard, one of the worst baseball players ever, over there in left field now. So Brandon Nimmo is going to fill that hole. I think his home run total jumps up to maybe even 15, 20 range. With his on-base skills, I think this guy is going to be one of the most underrated players.
I don't know. Why do you think the Mets shorten the right field fence?
They got guys like Francisco Lindor. They got guys like Jeff McNeil, who could use a little bit of power boost.
They also got guys who have high contact, who can hit the ball in the air, that were actually not awarded very many home runs because they played in a shitty ballpark.
Yeah, Jeff McNeil, right?
Or Squirrel.
Or Squirrels.
I have him staying. I have him staying on the Mets. I think that Steve Cohen will not let him go. I think he's too valuable to the Mets. He's one of the consistent contact hitters on that team. A lot of big strikeout numbers on the Mets, just like the Yankees. So I think Brandon Nimmo is a must for the Mets. I really do, and I think he's worthy of a pretty big contract. I think he's 120 for 5 years, 24 million AAV. I think the Mets really need him. And he should be a staple in that lineup for a long time to come. And he's pretty young, too. I think he's, what is he, like 26? Something around that?
I think 28,
Maybe
29.
even younger.
No. 28, 29, I'm guessing, yeah.
Brandon Nimmo, let's see. Brandon Nimmo age. Oh, you're right. He's 20. Whoa, older than I thought. Because I remember he did spend a lot of time in the minors coming up. So I guess that accounts for that. But he feels like a young player. Ollie, what do you have for Brandon Nimmo?
Is Ollie alive?
So this is why I accidentally put Rizzo on the Giants. I had Nimmo just above him going to the Giants at 5 years and 75. This team's underrated. He's so underrated. He had a WAR of 5 last year, man. He's a wonderful leadoff hitter, led the major leagues in triples, and has some power, dude. Nimmo's a guy I'd really like to see on the Red Sox, actually, but I don't think they're going to pony up the money for him. But San Francisco, he could fit really well and definitely help that offense get back in shape.
Okay, fair enough. Do you want to move on to the next player? Oh, we got Chris Bassit.
Let me take this one.
New York Met, or former New York Met, I should say. Ollie, to you, buddy.
Chris Bassitt's a guy I admire. He is underrated. He's been fantastic for about 5 seasons in a row. He was also disgusting in 2020, which people don't even talk about. Bassitt's going to help any rotation he's in. His pitching style, I think, adapts itself well to any ballpark, any kind of division, any kind of offensive situation, because he attacks hitters so many different ways. He has 6 different pitches, great change of speed action, nice sinker, nice cutter, that wonderful 70-mile-an-hour curveball, and that unique slider that's really slow. I think the team he's going to help out most is actually the New York Yankees. Believe it or not, I have him going to the Yankees at 4 years and 60. Because, as you know, you cannot keep going with Jameson Taillon out there in New York. You guys need a better right-hander to shore up that Severino Cole Cortez unit there. So I think the Yankees are going to make a play for Bassitt. If not, hopefully it could be the Red Sox.
What was the AAV again?
He said 4 for 60, so 15 per. Oh, 20 per. What? You said 4 for 60.
In that case, I mean 4 for 80, $20 million per year.
Okay. All right, Isaac, do you want to take it or?
I actually would have to regrettably agree with Ollie. I think he's going to be a New York Yankee. I think that they're going to lose Jameson Taillon. I think this is an upgrade over Jameson Taillon. I think this guy actually really knows how to pitch. You look at Taillon, he has good stuff, but he can't finish.
Why does this turn into Taillon hate again?
I mean, I'm sorry, Jameson, but he's just not that good. I have Chris Bassitt going to the Yankees. What did I have? I wrote it down here. I have him for 45 for 3, which is a 15 AAV. I think he can be a good 4th starter in the Yankees rotation. Maybe even climb up a little bit if he pitches well. But yeah, I have Chris Bassitt to the Yankees. Ken?
All right, guys. I wouldn't mind that at all. I have Chris Bassit going back to the West Coast. San Diego Padres. They might be losing Shamanaya. They need another 5th starter with Mike Clevenger's uncertainty. So San Diego Padres, 4 years, $70 million for Chris Bassit. Ollie only likes him because of the curveball. He is a good pitcher. A little overrated, but 4 for 70.
Okay, 4 for 70. That's a decent contract there.
Yeah. Pitchers cost a premium.
Yeah, I mean everything is so much. These contracts are going to be so big this year. That's why I'm so excited to see these numbers. A lot of these contracts are like I feel like mediocre players just go for way more. Like the AAVs have just been going up and up and up and up. I think ever since that Scherzer contract, now all the pitchers just below that range are now asking for 35, when 35 used to be like the max, a couple years ago. Now all the guys are like, oh, the ceiling changed. Now I want 30 to 35 for, a decent 2 to 3 pitcher gets 30 now, or, something like that. Next is going to be, who do we got? Oh yeah, Jose Abreu. A lot of controversy around this guy not wanting to maybe go back to the White Sox, maybe sick of it there, not winning. I think he's a winner. He wants to win. Ken, where is he going?
Jose Abreu, man, he's one of the most professional hitters in the league right now. He hits for a high average, hits for a little bit of power, although it did decrease a little bit. Man, I wish his career started earlier. Came over from Cuba pretty late in his career, but I think he's going to command a pretty good contract. She's going back to the Chicago White Sox for me. 3 years, $45 million. I think he's the heart and soul of the Chicago White Sox team. They can't lose him. They can't afford to do it. 15 per for, I think he's 36, 35. They need him back.
Interesting. Ali, you were saying no the entire time. It sounded like you disagreed. Can you tell us why?
Sure enough, Isaac, I do in fact disagree. I disagree because it's common knowledge at this point that the White Sox and Abreu have an acrimonious relationship. They have made it clear they don't intend to re-sign him because of his age. They intend to move Andrew Vaughn to first place. So I think it's quite clear that relationship, as productive as it's been, the former MVP is not going back home. And he is 35 now, remember, because he debuted so late. I think the one team that would make a splash to Abreu and has the money to pay him, even though they don't really need him, is the San Diego Padres. They have something of a hole at first base. Not a total black hole, but they could really use a strong veteran presence there who hits for power and hits for average to make an already excellent lineup even better. So I'm going to the Padres at 363.
Okay, I'm going a totally different route than you guys. I'm saying he's going to the Astros. I think he fits the character of an Astros player. Cuban born. I mean, you got a lot of those guys. I think Gurriel is done. Or he might be more off the bench option. I think he's the replacement for Gurriel. Obviously, he is a little bit older, but I could see him getting like a 60 for $3 million contract, which would be 20 AAV a year. I just think he fits that high contact, can hit for power, the short porch in Houston. I just see him in the Astros jersey. I think the White Sox have had enough. They've clearly stated that they're not really interested in signing him back, so I think it'd have to be a miracle, like Ali said, for him to come back to the White Sox there. So my pick is the Astros for 3 years. Next, number 10. We're getting down to it, guys. So if you're still around, we appreciate it. And this is going to get some juicy stuff here. Clayton Kershaw, the Dodgers veteran, been there his whole life. Is he leaving? Is he staying? Who knows? You know who will know? Oliver Catran.
I do. This man, without a doubt, is staying in L.A. He has been here his whole career, and this is where his home is. This is where he pitches best. This is where his personal value is highest, and he knows that.
Yeah,
he was fantastic last season.
I'm right with you.
They got the money to sign this guy. He's going to command a lot of money because he deserves it. Still only 34 somehow, already with almost 200 career wins, almost 3,000 Ks. This man's still got a lot left in the tank because that slider just keeps getting better and better. He's not so dependent on the curveball anymore. He's so good at that slider on right-handed hitters. So I think he's going to go back to the Dodgers at 2 years and $42 million. Could even be more. Could even make up to 25 this year. I think that's how good he still is. So we'll see.
I'm right with you. Clayton Kershaw's not going anywhere. He is going to retire as a Dodger. It's the same. It's like a Derek Jeter type vibe. Like he is so tied to that franchise. They love him there. I just don't see him going anywhere. I have him for $72 million for 3 years, $24 million AAV. I think that maybe he goes and he pitches well until 37 or whatever, and they reevaluate to do one more year. They do like a retirement tour for him. So I could see this contract being like the second to last kind of hurrah for him with the Dodgers. Maybe a 1 year when he's a little older. But yeah, $24 million a year.
If you guys want to be surprised, just take a look at Clayton Kershaw's ERA from last year. Like, this guy is now one of the most underrated pitchers. I don't know how it happened, but it's happened. Clayton Kershaw is still at the top of the premium pitchers in the league. There were reports out yesterday that Dodgers have re-signed him. There were no contract details out. I have him going back to the Dodgers as well, obviously. 2 for $50 for me, 25 per. right around that range. We'll see what he gets, but I think it's his call. I think he wants to keep it a shorter term deal because if he did want a big old bag, I think he could still get it. But I think he's just going year or 2 years at a time right now.
Okay, I like that. Yeah, he's just. I agree with you that like I was kind of surprised when I'm looking up some numbers, like saw his ERA from the last like couple years. Like he's still top 10 in the MLB, which is incredible. Because it just feels like he's been here forever. He's just, one of a kind pitcher, and the Dodgers should definitely hold on to him for the rest of his career. Next, number 9, Willson Contreras. This was a big name at the deadline. A lot of people had him, going somewhere to help out a team. He was in trade rumors with the Yankees, Padres, everyone wanted this guy. He was hugging his teammates on the day of the trade deadline. Nothing ends up happening. One of the best overall catchers in the MLB, defensively, offensively. He's just an absolute stud. Ken, what do you got for this guy?
Yeah, this guy's elite, man. You don't see too many catchers with an 800 OPS, but Contreras, I wanted him on the Yankees last trade deadline. I think he's going to go to Minnesota, to the Twinkies over there, 6 years, $120 million for a $20 million AAV. The Twins are losing Gary Sanchez. They've had some troubles with the catcher's position recently, and they love their hitters. They just love stacking their lineup with a lot of power guys and a lot of hitters. So, Willson Contreras for the Minnesota Twins.
Ollie.
Nonsense. Willson Contreras to the Boston Red Sox. This guy's coming to me. Fenway Park, baby. The reason is they need a catcher.
He needs pitchers to catch. They don't have any pitchers.
In a couple of years, when he can't catch anymore, he could be their DH. It's going to work out either way. Contreras is made for Fenway. Power hitting right-handed hitter, solid average option. Also has been super consistent his whole career, posting OPS above 100 pretty much every season. I think he is one of the top 5 catchers in the game, and it's been a long time since the Red Sox really had an elite catcher. Not since Veritek really have they had one of these top-tier catchers on their team. So that's where he's going to go. I think he's the biggest free agent signing they can make this season.
Okay. Ken, did you guys have an AAV? None of you guys give me an AAV.
I said 20.
I said 590, so 18 per year.
18 per year, and you said 20, Ken?
Yep.
Okay, I'm going a little different route here. I have him going to the Cardinals. I think that the Cardinals have a great pitching staff. Obviously, they lose Yachty, Rip Yachty, great career. We love Yachty. He would be a perfect replacement for Yadier Molina. He also fits into the baseball culture of St. Louis. He's a very passionate baseball player, it seems. And it seems like, those fans would have a field day with him. They would love him. I have him going to the Cardinals, 125 for 525 AAV. I think a catcher like that is so rare. I think he deserves to get paid above that 20 mil mark. Obviously, catchers are more injury prone and they don't last as long, so that's why I have him for 5 years. And I think he would have a great time ending his career at the Cardinals. Like I said, in a great baseball culture type of guy. Going from one great organization to another, I think that's a really good fit for him. Next pick, Dansby Swanson. I will start. This guy's not going anywhere. He's staying with the Braves. He just feels like an Atlanta Brave. We said that about Freddie Freeman too, so what do we know? But I have him 175 for 7 years, 25 mil AAV. I think that's a perfect contract for him. I think he's in his late 20s right now, so he'll be a good 35, 36 by the time he retires after this supposed contract. He's just a great, solid player. Not going to do anything crazy, but just a solid player that deserves a pretty big contract.
Isaac's not going to swing it to a specific person here, so I'm just going to take over.
I'm just going to let that out. See where it goes.
I think, I do like him back on the Braves for obvious reasons, but I think we're seeing a little bit of a pattern here. When the Braves let a free agent hit the market, they haven't really been retaining them. Freddie Freeman, the obvious one here, but when they want a player, they lock him up at a young age, and don't know why, but Dansby Swanson kind of fell through the crack, and they didn't do that with him. So I kind of have him leaving. I have him going to the Los Angeles Dodgers for 7 years, $161 million. The Dodgers need a shortstop. I think this is telling of what I think the higher free agent shortstop's going to go, but Dansby Swanson is a Dodger. He can look like a Dodger like this, man. Next day, wearing a Dodger uniform. He's going to look perfect in Dodger blue.
So are you saying a Mr. Bay Burner is going to switch with Dansby Swanson?
I don't know where Bay
Are you
Burner's
saying
gonna
something
head
like
it.
that?
I don't know where Bay Burner's
Why would
gonna-
that make any sense? I don't
have
understand that.
Dansby in L.A., 7 years, 161.
Wow, 7 years, 161. Okay, that's pretty similar to my contract, a little less. Ali, how about you? Where are you on this divide?
One of the most beautiful men in baseball. Took him a while to realize his
Great hair.
potential, both as a player and when it comes to that beautiful lettuce. I am almost agreeing with Ken. I'm actually only a few miles away from his pick. He is going to L.A., but not to the Dodgers. He's going to be snatched up by their crosstown rival, the Angels, who were relying on Andrew Velazquez last year for their shortstop, which is not
How
a
many
long-term
big
option.
contracts
I have
can they
going-
endure?
So many, man. The Angels have infinite money. We know the Angels. They just dole it out, dole it out, dole it out. Deep pockets, deep checkbook, devoted fan base. They'll buy whoever they want. I have them going 7-154 to the Angels.
What's that AAV?
That's 22 per year.
22 per year. Little low, no?
Possibly is a little low. He is. Ken had 23 per year though,
Yep.
so not that far off.
Yeah, I felt that he was definitely worth 25. I mean, shortstops like that are rare, as we see with the next player here, Xander Bogaerts. A lot of shortstops are a hot commodity, especially ones that can hit like these two can. Xander Bogaerts, Ollie, this is only fair for you because this is going to be an ex-Red Sox, so it's only fair that you talk about it first.
Bye-bye, Xander. Should we do a little bye-bye tour?
Yeah, you can sing him a song. Ollie, what do you think about Xander?
He's like a father to me, really. He's like a mixture of a father and an older brother. He's been around. I mean, the formative years of my life, high school, growing up, going to college, he was there for me ever since 2014. I've seen his every step of his career from that.
Well,
rookie
he's
season
leaving
to
you
that
now,
triple
so
World
where are
Series.
you going with him?
I love him so deeply. I do, and I wish the best for him, but I just don't see him ever staying in Boston. I don't think he likes it in Boston all that
No.
much. I think he knows he won't get the money he deserves here
Losing culture.
because he won't. Because Kyle Bloom won't like that. I don't
Did you
think
say loser culture?
Just go
Not
on.
loser culture. This is Titletown, Mr. 4 championships since the 21st century. But Sanders just, I think he knows that he is a future Hall of Famer, and that probably he won't receive that kind of Hall of Fame value in Boston. So I think he's going to go to the Cubs at 6 years, 132. The Cubs are big spenders.
6'1",
This is the year they
32.
want to turn it around.
That is close
man.
team to. I was between two teams there, and that was one of them I was thinking about. I do like that pick, but I'm going a little bit different route. I have him going to the Giants. I think the Giants are going to bolster up. I think they're going to miss out on one very big superstar, so they might want to spend on another less capable superstar, but
lot
still
less.
very good. I think he could, take a big contract, could play shortstop for the first couple of years, swing over to third after that. I think he would be a great player for the San Francisco Giants. I have him at 140 for 5, 28 AAV, just below that 30 mark. I think he's well deserving of that contract. Maybe front load some of the contracts. He'll make it like 31 in the beginning, and then 28 to 25 in the last couple of years of his contract. But yeah, I really like him going to the Giants. I also was thinking about him going to the Cubs, but I have a little bit different route for that. But yeah, Ken, to you.
Xander Bogaerts. He's finally
He's
finally heading out of Beantown. For me, I have him landing in St. Louis Cardinal uniform. I think his St. Louis Cardinal thing was going on last summer with the trade deadline talks, and I think it's going to finally come to reality. Xander Bogaerts is definitely one of the best hitting shortstops out there. He has an all right glove. I see him moving over to third base in the future. But for now, St. Louis Cardinals, 7 years, $168 million. That's very similar to Ollie's contract, I think. But yeah, Xander Bogaerts to the Cardinals.
What'd you say? What is that AAV?
168 divided by 7 would be around 24.
Okay, so I'm a little higher on a lot of these guys than you guys, but I could see 24 as well. If you look at a lot of the shortstops, I mean, a lot of them are making around that 20 mark, and I think he's a little bit more elite. I give him that extra $8 million a year. But yeah, Xander Bogaerts, well deserving of a big contract. He has been in Boston way too long. He needs to get out there, get some sunshine, go to San Francisco. It's beautiful there. Yeah. Next player, another player who could be going to the West Coast, Carlos Rodon. Ken, where is this young man going?
All right, this might be one of my most confident picks of the episode. Besides all the guys returning their teams, I have Carlos Rodon going to the Texas Rangers, teaming up with Bruce Bochy. The Rangers need to go now. They have young guns coming up, and Jack Leiter and those guys they just drafted. They also signed John Gray last year, spent $500 million last year, so they need to go. I think Carlos Rodon would be a perfect fit in the Texas Ranger uniform. 6 years, 150. That brings the AAV to 25 per. He's an elite arm with insane stuff. I think if he can stay healthy, he's at the top of the AL pitchers list, so I think he'll stay right there.
Ollie?
Oh, Rodon is so good. So good. Led the major leagues in strikeout per 9 this season. He's like the left-handed Degrom, an absolute machine of a pitcher. I have him going to the West Coast, staying there actually, going down to LA, making the trip down the highway to LA, but joining the Los Angeles Angels, who are just doling out money this season, doling it out. He's going to be the number 2 pitcher on that staff behind Ohtani. I think this is finally the year the Angels stop clowning around and sign a pitcher who actually is even somewhat competent. I say it every year. This is the year I think it's going to happen. I don't really believe it, but I want it to be true because I want the Angels to have some success so that Mike Trout can play in the postseason. I have him going there at 4 years, $25 million, which could be even a little bit low for a guy of his caliber.
That's low.
He's only 29, overcame his injury problems in the past, and still has a lot in the tank, a lot of potential. He's probably maybe not even reached his peak as a pitcher yet. So he could still be a Cy Young winner in the next 5 years or so.
Oh, I totally agree. He can be a Cy Young caliber. He's definitely Cy Young caliber. I disagree, though. I think the Angels, that is a graveyard for pitchers. Obviously, other than Ohtani, I mean, pitchers just go to die in Los Angeles. So I don't have him going there. I have the San Francisco Giants. I have him staying there. They need pitching. They're all in. Obviously, the Baron Budge, all the Baron Budge rumors, they're not getting that guy. But, they will spend on another guy. Carlos Rodon fits that category for me. He is their ace. He can thrive in that beautiful pitcher's ballpark. I have him at 186 for 6, which is 31 AAV. A lot higher than you guys. I think I'm higher on him because I had him on my fantasy team, and I know what he can do. I think he should be top 3 in Cy Young voting this year. If not the Cy Young next year, you never know. Bold take. But yeah, I really like him back to the Giants. I think he fits in there nice. And he has the chance to be an ace there. If he goes to the Angels, he'd be a number 2 starter, and that doesn't fit his personality. He also screams after every pitch, which I love. Very battle-tested pitcher, too. I like him a lot.
All right.
Next, the absolute demon of this list, one of the most hated players in the MLB, number 5, Carlos Correa. Ken is a big fan of Carlos Correa. He wanted him on the Yankees. I didn't want him on the Yankees. Thank God he's not a Yankee. Thank God he's not a Dodger. He didn't do great on the Minnesota Twins. I see Ken is saying it's his time, so I will swing it to Ken first. Carlos Correa, where is he going?
Carlos Correa, he's a leader. What did Scott Boras just say? If you're Dior, Gucci, whatever, if you want to design a complete baseball player, you go to Carlos Correa, and that's exactly that. He's a premium. I have him going to, give me a drum roll, Baltimore Orioles, 9 years. 9 years for $279 million. It will be the biggest contract they've ever dished out.
Wait,
31
Can you explain that for a sec?
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm doing right now. That's exactly what I'm doing right now. The Orioles are up and coming. They have a young nucleus core there. They have Adley Rutschman. They have other guys coming up. Cedric Mullins in center field. You gotta solidify up the middle. Shortstop is the next position to go. I think they make a splash here and get Carlos Correa. If they do make this move, I think they catapult themselves into the AL East conversation. They were already in the wild card race. I think the next step up, this is their window, and Correa fits this window perfectly. He's still very young, 27 years old. This timeline they have going of the young guys building, this is perfect for them. This is perfect match made in heaven.
Match made in heaven, eh? I just don't. I don't know.
see it-
I guess I could see him going to an AL East team just to torment the Yankees. Like you know how obviously the Yankees have been
Here's
the
the
Orioles'
comparison I
daddies
wanna
for
make.
so long that I could just see Carlos Correa just signing with them just to torment the Yankees.
see this move-
big wall though in Baltimore, so I don't know if I see that.
I see this move very similar to how the Padres signed Manny Machado back in 2019 with their young nucleus coming up. A guy that fits their timeline, a young guy who could be a leader for the clubhouse. I might be more confident on this than Carlos Rodon to the Rangers now. He's going to the Orioles.
See, this is a hot take at number 5 here. I totally disagree. Ali, what do you have?
I don't really like talking about Correa. He doesn't make me happy. He makes me sad. All I'm going to say is that I agree with Ken. He's going to the Orioles.
Oh,
at 6
let's
years,
go.
220.
See that?
I'm really surprised you said that, but I think he's right about that
Yes,
pick.
bro. Let's go.
They have
hop on.
the lowest payroll in baseball, and they got some money
got
to spend,
money.
so they're probably going to go for a guy like that. I'm just excited for that only because I know he'll get a chance to be struck out by Red Sox pitchers a lot. So that's the one upside.
Red Sox
They don't
pitchers?
get a chance to get roasted by Sox pitchers.
What did you guys have as AAV? I must have missed it.
31.
31. Okay. Ali?
I had much more than 31. I had 36.5.
Wow. That is a hefty contract. I don't even. Do the Orioles even have that much money? I think they're like thousandaires. I think they have a couple $1,000 from attendance last year.
Insane money.
They're selling tickets for like $2 behind home plate, so I don't know how they're gonna afford that. I don't even know. Is the
right,
Orioles
give your
management,
pick,
are
please.
they even
I need a
billionaires?
pee.
I doubt it.
Go.
They're definitely like.
Where are you
500
going with
million.
Correa then? Where's Correa
All
going?
right, all right. So I have a vacancy in the Chicago Cubs shortstop hole. I have Carlos Correa going there. It's another storied franchise who needs a star player to get them started. Again, they don't have too much of a promising team, but I mean, neither really did Minnesota that well, and he went there. So I think Carlos Correa just goes to whoever gives him the most amount of money. I think the Cubs can really dish it out. They have a very low payroll. I have him at $260 for 8 years. 32.5 AAV. I think Correa could thrive in Chicago. It's away from all the AL East. It's away from the Dodgers. It's away from the Astros. A nice little quiet corner for him to go and die in his career. So yeah, I have him going to the Cubs for 32 mil. I think it's a very fair contract as well. The next guy is another shortstop here. We have a big shortstop class this year. A lot of people talked a lot of shit saying that the last shortstop class was big, and that fans of the Yankees were really upset that we didn't sign them. But there's a lot of guys here who potentially could help out a lot of these teams. The next guy is Trea Turner. Trea Turner of the Dodgers. One of the best players in the MLB, in my opinion. He's fast. He hits for power, hits for contact. Seems like a nice, quiet dude. Absolute freaking superstar. I love his game. Love watching him play. Ollie, what do you got for Trea Turner here?
There's a team that didn't win the World Series this year that deserved to. And they're going to come back with a vengeance with that bitter taste of defeat. He's going to the Phillies at 8 years, $240. The only question here was how long the contract was going to be. I think because he's a shortstop, a position that tends to break down over time, he won't get the full 10 years. But I see him earning $30 million for the next 8 years solidly with the Phillies. They've got the money to spend, and he's going to fit very
Bryson
well
Stott,
with that team
pretty good
with his
up-and-coming
speed.
player. I mean, he's no Trea Turner, but Bryson Stott, they like Bryson Stott. So I don't know.
He can move to third. And Bohm could go to first base, and they could trade Rhys Hoskins.
Trade Rhys Hoskins, one of their best postseason performers. Yeah, I don't know. I don't see the Phillies. I think the Phillies need to run it back with some better pitching. Honestly, that's my opinion about the Phillies. But Ken, Trea Turner, number 4. What do you got?
Sorry, I missed that. I don't know what Ollie said. But I heard the Phillies, and I also had the Phillies as well for Trea Turner. I have him going to Trea Turner going to the Philadelphia Phillies for 8 years, $221 million. A little low on the AAV, but he's going to get a long contract to upset that a little bit. Trea Turner's obviously a dynamic player. I wish the Yankees would go after him. I don't see that happening. Trea Turner, a catalyst at the top of the order in front of those big guys for Philly. Oh, man, Philly's going to be an electric factory next year. Count it in.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I guess you guys are on the same wave here. Pretty boring,
What was
honestly. I think it's kind of
Ollie's
boring
contract?
too. Ollie's contract? I think it was for 30 AAV for 10 years.
Yes.
Wow.
8.
Okay.
I have Trea Turner staying in LA. I think he fits that superstar caliber player. I think I know there's some rumors that that he might not want to go back to the Dodgers. I think in the end the Dodgers are going to pay big for him. I think he's crucial to their superstar studded lineup. I have him at 280 for 8, which is 35 AAV. I don't really see the Phillies dishing out such a big contract. They got a lot on their books already, and they're a pretty good team. They need pitching in my mind. Obviously, Trea Turner helps any team. But yeah, I have him for 35 AAV back in the Dodgers, back in the big time city. I think he just fits that. He just fits on that team. I think batting right in front of Freddie Freeman.
Okay.
But next, we are moving to the top 3 free agents of the 2022 off season. I mean, this is pretty exciting stuff, guys. Justin Verlander, one of the great comeback stories of this year. Old guy, what is he, 36, 37, coming off Tommy John.
40. He's close to 40.
40?
He's either 39 or 40.
He is old.
Yeah.
Dude, the fact that he pulls Kate Upton is honestly incredible.
39.
What a lucky man. Do you remember that picture, Ken, we used to see of Justin Verlander in the shower with Kate Upton?
Yep.
And he's like holding her...
Should we put it up? Should we put it up right now?
I don't know. I think this is a family-friendly channel, but Justin Verlander is a very lucky man. He's blessed with great pitching abilities and a very attractive wife. Good for him. He is staying with the Houston Astros, $65 million, 2 years, 32.5 AAV. He proved that age means nothing to him. He is Tom Brady. He can keep chucking 96 for the rest of his career. It don't matter. I think he is a really crucial part of this Astros rotation, even though they have some young guys, Christian Javier, obviously. But yeah, I have him staying in Houston. I think he fits that well. And everything's bigger in Texas, including his wife's breasts.
Yep. And I'm on the same wavelength, basically the same exact contract. Verlander's going to be Verlander unless a Brady Giselle thing happens, because when you have a wife to go home to that has those, I mean, you guys, I'm going to put something up right here.
Guys, you're being disgusting.
I'm not being disgusting. I'm giving an analytical explanation
we tell the truth.
as to
this
why
is real
Justin
journalism.
Verlander continues his success.
She might watch this someday. I'm sorry. If you're watching this, Kate, I'm really sorry for the behavior of my friends. I personally appreciate your intellect. I know you do incredible philanthropic work. That's what I admire about you. I don't even see physical attractiveness at all.
You're not saying she's physically attractive?
That's really rude of you,
Of
Ali.
course she is. Of course she is. Of course she is. But
That's
I
what she wants
see
to hear,
what
man.
lies beneath it. I am not a superficial thinker like you guys,
Yeah,
and that's why I
funny.
see the value in playing
I
the
have
game
him
for
going
volley.
back to
It all
the
works
Houston
out.
Astros, 2 years for $70 million, 35 per, a little tick above Isaac's contract, but same kind of ordeal. Kate Upton is staying in Houston.
Yes. Ali.
Yeah.
To you, buddy.
He's going to stay in Houston.
What do you have for Kate Upton? I mean, Justin Verlander.
Those beautiful boobies are going to stay in Houston at 3 years, 84.
This is not a middle school podcast, bro.
Ali, very inappropriate.
You're talking? You're talking?
There is a level of
I meant
professionalism.
JV's. I meant Justin's. I didn't mean hers. I meant Justin's.
Okay, there's a level of professionalism that we
thanks.
like to keep on this podcast.
You
and
don't
we
tell
don't
me.
appreciate you.
I'm not the one
slandering
wearing
our
a
name
Where's
with your
Waldo shirt,
photographic
bro.
references.
I'm dressed up in a baseball jersey. You're the one looking like you're about to head off your first day of preschool. Professionalism.
Okay, where's Justin Verlander going?
Isaac, do you want a Capri Sun? 3
I'd
years,
love a
84
Capri
to the Astros.
Okay.
What's the
3 years,
AAV?
84 Astros. $28 million a year.
28 mil. So low. Why?
Oh, he's 39.
He's
You give him
39.
3
Yeah,
years.
and he still chucks 97 poo. So I don't know.
Sorry.
Sorry, I made these numbers up an hour ago. My bad. Okay, now we're getting down to the juicy tenderness. We have 2 players left. One of them is just so important to me and my life as a human being. The other one of the best pitchers of all time. Of course, I'm talking about Jacob Degrom, Mets legend, Mets hater. Ken, what's Degrom doing? Is he staying or is he going?
So there has been a lot of rumors about him leaving to the Braves, to the Rangers, this and that. I don't see it happening. Stevie Cohen will dish it out. He's going back to the Mets. They can't not sign Degrom after signing Scherzer to a record-breaking deal. I have him going back to the Mets at 4 years, $180 million. He's the best pitcher we've ever seen. He has the best stuff we've ever seen. We'll see if he ends up with a better career, but
26 starts in 2 years.
he has some injury questions, no doubt, but $45 million per year for Jacob deGrom, 4 years, 180. Sounds like a basketball contract. He's going back to the Mets. Stevie Cohen can't let him go.
Okay. Ollie.
Cash in the bank. 4 years, 140 to the New York Mets. Steve Cohen cannot let this man go. You're looking at an all-time caliber pitcher right here. You'd be insane to let DeGrom walk. And Steve Cohen has many things, but not insane.
Okay. I'm with you guys that Steve Cohen cannot let him walk, but at the end of the day, he's a free agent. It's not necessarily up to Steve Cohen. Steve Cohen can give him a lot of money. I think DeGrom is sick of the goddamn Mets, if I'm being honest with you. Do I have him going to the Braves? Is he the type of guy that wants to play like the devil character every time he comes back to New York? Does he want to be in that rivalry? I don't know. Or he could stick with it and take a lot of money and go to Texas, which is what I think he's going to do. There's a lot of rumors of him, meeting with the Rangers. I think it's kind of ridiculous, if I'm being honest, of him going to the Rangers. Like, what, you go from, being a contender with the Mets to just taking money. I think he'd be hated in New York. But I do have him going to the Rangers to make a splash. I have him at
please not
80.
the Rangers.
I have him
Please
at
not the
88
Rangers.
for
It
2
can't be.
years. He's gonna make
no.
much freaking money, and
I
think they take a short year, a short year deal to see how he does with injury, because like I've said, he's really struggled with injury. So maybe
He can't go
take
to
a
the
short
Rangers.
deal.
He can't go to the Rangers, Isaac.
What?
Their camera angle is so bad.
Well,
He can't
that's
go to
too
the Rangers.
bad.
Can you
I
imagine
don't
watching
think
it from
Jacob
that
DeGrom gives
camera
a
angle?
darn about the camera angles, and
That's the priority. He watched our video. Fuck.
160,000 people watched it. He had to be one of them, right?
Yes, there aren't that many people in America.
I don't know.
who like
I just
baseball,
think he
so.
wants nothing to do with the Mets. I think the Mets. He could even go to the Braves, honestly. Or I could see him honestly.
All right,
I could see
I know.
That's a
Where
great
do
camera
you
angle
have
for
to
him.
go to the Rangers or the Braves? Rangers.
I
Don't
really
let
wanna be a
Ollie's
little-
camera angle bullshit affect this.
I really want to be a little devil and go with the Braves.
Braves
but
have a great
I'm gonna
camera
stick to
angle
what
for
I
him.
wrote earlier. I have him going to the Rangers, but yeah, I would not be surprised if he went to the Braves or he went to like a random team that wasn't the Mets. Any contender, I think DeGrom could go to that dishes out enough money. So yeah, DeGrom is definitely an interesting one. Mets fans will be in shambles if he does not stay, but we will see. But he is gonna get that over 40 mil a year contract, no doubt. He wants he in negotiations he's saying I am equal to Max Scherzer, if not better. So I think that is a statement that his team has definitely been negotiating. And now for the all-important last pick, Kyle Higashioka. Where is he going? No, I'm just kidding. Aaron Judge, obviously the best player in the MLB, the most deserving player of a large contract. He has earned it. He has been nothing but great with the media. He has been nothing but great on the field. He is a five-tool player. He can steal a bag. He can hit home runs, obviously. Great throwing arm. Ollie seems bored that we're talking about Aaron Judge. I don't care. I want to save me and Ken's juicy picks for the end, so I'm going to swing it to Oliver Catran. Aaron Judge, if you say anything other than the New York Yankees, instantly muted. Where is he going?
I'm trying to
Oliver
spit game
Catran.
over here. Will you relax? Okay. Aaron, this guy Judge. What are we talking about? Clown man, clown. Oh yeah, Clown City. Aaron Judge, clown of the century. Okay, so he's coming off one of the finest offensive seasons we've ever seen. 61 bombs, setting a record
62.
there. The question is, where does he end up? Who takes this man? I'm going to go on for about 15 minutes, by the way,
Okay.
until my computer
Go ahead.
dies. You see, in the course of human events, it becomes necessary at times to
all these feel starts.
look back upon.
What is he doing?
Baseball is a sport that, it's a sport of heart, but it's also a sport of dollars and cents. And somewhere we have to find the intersection between the heart and the money. Where does the dollar value meet the passion of the player, right? Because every player goes out onto the market, they're thinking, I know how much I'm worth, and I want to maximize my value as much as possible. But he is a human being, and human beings, like it or not, we're made of soft, squishy bits, and we have feelings. And Aaron Judge, even though he kind of looks like he's been carved out of marble, he has feelings. He has attachments.
Okay.
That being said, will his attachments transcend the immense dollar value that all these teams are going to offer him? And I just don't know, boys. I don't know, because as much as he loves New York, this man hails from California, baby. He hails from California, and there is one team in California that has all the money in the world, and you know exactly who I'm talking about. Aaron Judge, my friends, is going to the LA Dodgers at 8 years, $310.
Okay, so stop. So did you have them re-signing Trea Turner?
No.
So what are they going to spend? $500 million like every year? Like, how does that make any sense? Like they already have like some of the biggest free agent signings. Like that just doesn't make any sense to me. Like,
Isaac,
how can one
not
team
re-signing
buy
Turner.
every single player in today's market? How can one team buy every single player? Tell me.
I agree. It doesn't make sense. It's ludicrous. It doesn't make sense, but that's what they do. That's what the Dodgers do.
I refuse to believe that they would have Freddie Freeman, Trea Turner, Mookie Betts, Max. I just can't.
No, they're
I can't
not
buy it.
re-signing Turner. They're not
Bueller,
re-signing
Walker,
Turner.
Bueller, Clayton
That's what I
Kershaw.
said.
They can't sign everyone. It's so
Yes, they
unrealistic
can.
for them to sign.
Have you been to LA? Do you understand how much money they have? They could buy China. These people, I hear that the freaking owner just heats his house by burning huge unused piles of $100 bills. These people he's like Scrooge McDuck with a whole vault full of money, dude. These people Aaron Judge is just like, he's small potatoes for them.
Where is he going to bat? Fifth?
He can bat ninth. Doesn't matter. Their lineup's so stacked.
Like,
I think their goal is to win 162 games and have a perfect season.
Ken, please talk some sense. Please talk some sense. Like, yeah. I'm okay with hearing like Aaron Judge going to this team, Aaron Judge going to that team, but like I just cannot.
You can't
I
take
just
it with the
cannot
Dodgers.
process the Dodgers. Like maybe he wants that superstardom. He wants that. He wants his name on that pathway, whatever the fuck it is. But I don't know. I'd rather him be in New York with the smelly streets, walking around. He gets way more love there. You know.
Yeah.
Way more love.
Aaron Judge, obviously the heart and soul of the New York Yankees, face of the franchise, face of the New York City. Brian Cashman and co. Hal Steinbrenner, they can't let him leave after what he has done for this organization. He is the second coming of Derek Jeter, captain of the New York Yankees. With that being said, I have him going to the Toronto Blue Jays. I think he'll be a perfect fit there.
What?
No, I'm kidding, guys. I'm kidding. He's coming back to the Yankees. 8 years, $320 million for our guy with the captain badge on his chest. 8 years, 320 brings his AAV to 40 per. I think that's a fair deal for him. 8 years does scare me a little bit with his size and age, but you can't afford to lose this guy, so you give him whatever he needs.
I'm right with you, Ali. What'd you have as AAV? You didn't talk contract at all.
Yes, I said 8 years at 310. You were just not listening. So that's $38 million per year.
So you think Aaron Judge is going to accept the contract? He's gonna take a discount on a team that has all the money in the world when he believes he should be worth just as much as Max Scherzer probably. He needs 40. I'm telling you, if he wants 40, and everyone in baseball knows it.
Fine.
So the fact that you would even insinuate a contract
Isaac,
is below 40 is preposterous. Preposterous and should be disqualified as an insane
Preschool
statement.
Waldo.
You should be
You're
locked
so
up, put in a fucking straitjacket. Your opinion means
You're
nothing.
loved.
Aaron Judge is not taking a
face is
contract
getting all
for
red.
under $40 million.
Are you looking at his face? His face is getting all red and pink. It's adorable. Look, whatever the Yankees offer, the Dodgers are going to top it. That's my bottom line. Whatever the Yankees offer, LA is going to top
He
it.
might actually go to the Dodgers.
Just not true. 310 for what was it? 8 years, ridiculous. Aaron Judge is a
Dodgers
New York
will top
goddamn.
everything, man.
Aaron Judge is a goddamn New York Yankee. It is my turn to talk, Ali. 8 years a goddamn New York Yankee. If Brian Cashman and Hal Steinbrenner let him leave, it'll be the biggest failure since. I don't even know since George Steinbrenner had to sell the team. It's the biggest failure since then. If that happens, the Yankees will start at around 38, and Aaron Judge is going to come back with a contract from San Francisco saying for 42. Yankees say okay, 42. We'll give you 43. The Yankees should not let him walk. Unless it's like over like 45 or a ridiculous number, then like okay, like he just wants money. And if that's the case, then fuck you, Aaron Judge. But I don't think that's going to be the case. I think Yankees re-sign him $336 for 8 years. That's a $42 million AAV. I think it'll be front-loaded, so he gets 45 the first couple years. makes him the highest paid position player of all time. That's what he wants. That's what he deserves. He wants to do it in New York. He wants to win in New York. I'm telling you, he wants to win in New York. I obviously I understand the hometown hero thing. San Francisco Giants, blah blah blah. Los Angeles Angels, blah 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 blah. Not Angels, sorry. Los Angeles Dodgers, blah 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 blah. But he's gonna be a New York Yankee. And anyone who says otherwise doesn't know what they're talking about. So that's all I gotta say.
All right. Mr.
And you know what'll happen though? If he leaves, George Steinbrenner's lifeless body will bang out of the grave, and he will, and that George Steinbrenner zombie will strangle Hal Steinbrenner, and then he will be reincarnated, and George Steinbrenner soul will go back into the body of Hal Steinbrenner, and then Hal Steinbrenner will just be his dad again, and he's going to go out and get Trea Turner, Aaron Judge. He's going to go get Jacob Degrom.
How's
he's
our
going to get
preschool
everyone.
Waldo doing, Ollie?
Yes, Isaac. This is very rich, really rich imagery, Isaac. Thank you so much. I actually almost have to go now, guys. So if we could do a little wrap up.
Yeah, Isaac has to go too. Isaac has class at 1:10. College comes first. This has been our free agent off-season preview. This has been definitely a fun one to have. We hope you guys enjoyed listening. Any final thoughts, boys?
Nathan Eovaldi's worst
I changed my mind. Judge is going to the Orioles.
Okay. Ken?
That's it.
Nathan Eovaldi?
Nathan Eovaldi will probably retire. That's my bold take.
Okay, if Nathan Eovaldi retires, you have to burn that jersey, Ollie. And with that, please leave a like on the video if you got this far. Thank you so much for listening, guys. We appreciate all your love and support. And Bleacher Boys Media out. Tell them bye, Ken.
Bye. Bye, babes.
Peace out, kids. Go Sox.